Wake up and read. A story read aloud by Daw, certified grandfather. For Carson and DJ and anyone else who wants to listen.
The Old Witch and the Dragon by Delage, illustrated by Unada. The old farmer was plowing his field. Sun was shining. Birds were singing. The farmer's wife was in the kitchen, baking some bread. The dog was sleeping. The cat was purring. "I smell something good," said the farmer. "I think Ma's baking bread. It must be lunchtime." The farmer put his horse in the meadow. "Say, Ma," he called, "come to the door. See that big crow up there?" Ma came out to look. "That sure is a big crow, Pa. It's the biggest crow I ever saw." The big crow came closer and closer. It got bigger and bigger. "Land sakes, Pa," said Ma, "that's not a crow. It looks like—" "A dragon!" yelled Pa. "Run, Ma! It's a dragon!" It was a dragon. His great wings flapped like 100 winds blowing. His tail was a mile long. Fire came out of his mouth. Smoke puffed out of his nose. At that very moment, the old witch of the hill was out watering her garden. "What's that big noise?" she said. Then she looked up. "Great hoppin' toads!" she cried. "It's the dragon of Thunder Mountain." The dragon of Thunder Mountain flew over the farmer's house. The old witch saw him come down in the meadow. His fire burned up the farmer's hay. His terrible jaws pulled up the farmer's apple tree. The farmer and his wife peeked out of their windows. They shivered and shook. The witch hopped on her broom and flew down the hill to the valley. "I know that old dragon," she said. "He comes off his mountain every 100 years." The witch saw the dragon chew up the farmer's henhouse. His terrible tail knocked over the farmer's silo. "He'd better not come to my hill," said the witch. Over in the village, the fire siren was blowing. The mayor had seen the dragon. He was jumping up and down and yelling, "Emergency! Get out the fire engine!" yelled the mayor. "Get the cannon ready! A dragon is coming!" The dragon came flying over the village. His great wings made such a big wind, it blew all the wash off the lines. "Fire the cannon!" yelled the mayor. The men fired the cannon. Boom! But the dragon swallowed all of the cannonballs. The dragon came down in front of town hall. Crunch, crunch, he ate up the flagpole. The mothers called the children and ran down into the cellars. Even the dogs hid in their dog houses. The old witch was angry. She flew back to her cave. "I don't want any dragons coming around here," she said. She began to make her fire. "I will make my most magic brew," said the witch. "I'll fix that dragon." The witch stirred the brew in her big black pot. "I have to make some extra magic brew to get rid of that dragon," said the witch. I will go out to the other side of the hill and pick some chokecherries." The witch took her basket and went out of her cave. But what did she see? There was the dragon. He was chewing up the oak tree where the old witch's owl had been taking his nap. "You nasty dragon!" cried the witch. "How dare you eat up my oak tree? Get out of here!" But the dragon blew fire right at the old witch. He chased her back into her cave. Then he ate up her biggest pumpkins and a whole row of her poisoned toadstools. And then that dragon went to the top of the witch's hill. He lay down to rest. When the witch tried to go out to get her chokecherries, the dragon blew hot fire right at her door. "Ha!" said the witch. "No dragon is as smart as a witch." And that was true, for the dragon didn't know that a witch would never have a cave with just one door. In the back of the old witch's cave was a long tunnel. It went all the way through the hill and out the other side. The dragon watched the front door. The old witch went out the back door. She got lots of chokecherries on the other side of the hill. The witch went back to her cave. She cooked her brew. She chanted, "Dragon, dragon, smoke and roar, but don't come near a witch's door. Dragon, dragon, smoke and roar, but don't come near a witch's door." Every once in a while the witch peeked out of her cave. All night long the terrible dragon lay on top of her hill. Nobody could sleep a wink. The people in the village watched the hill where the dragon lay. When would he come down again? As soon as the sun came up, the old witch was ready. She went to the door. She yelled out, "Get off my hill, you big puffer!" Then she put a sign by her door, "Dragons keep out." The dragon let out a big roar. A little witch couldn't tell a big dragon what to do. He came down the hill, puffing and roaring. He stuck his head right into the witch's cave. But the smart old witch had gone down the tunnel and out the back door with her jug of magic brew. The witch flew around the hill. There was the dragon. His great head was stuck in her little doorway. She could hear him roaring inside her cave. "Aha!" said the witch. "I have you where I want you." She poured her magic brew all over the dragon's tail. She poured it on his great flapping wings. The dragon pulled his head out of the doorway. He looked at his tail. It was as short as a pussycat's tail. He looked at his wings. They were as little as fly wings. The dragon of Thunder Mountain went creeping away back to his mountain. The people of the village put up a new flagpole, and they made a new flag. It said, "Thank you, old witch." The happy old witch went back to her cave to take a long nap. She said, "It'll take 100 years for that old dragon to grow a new tail a mile long."